Hi, Twin Flames. Hope you're all doing well. I wanted to present to you all a Planet of the Month tarot reading to help enlighten the First Wave Twin Flame Collective on how our planet and teacher, Jupiter, will be extending us its wisdom, love, sacred knowledge, and support throughout the entire month of this upcoming December. This is the fourth Planet of the Month tarot reading that I've performed for the Twin Flame Collective since it coming into my awareness about 4 months ago that there were planets within our solar system that becomes more of a dominant figure in presence at the start of every single month throughout the year in order to transmit to us its unique influxes of light to upgrade us to our higher potential, as well as to sort of take over for our ruling sign and planet for a few weeks to teach us a thing or two about what it knows as an elder spirit amongst our very earth. If you didn't know, according to Google and confirmed by my guides to be true, Jupiter is the largest planet in our solar system and is known for its Great Red Spot, it's called, which is a giant storm that has been raging for years, as well as for its striped appearance. It is a gas giant made up of mostly hydrogen and helium with no solid surface and is covered in swirling cloud stripes. Less practically and more metaphysically, my guides informed me that he, as he is of male gender, also functions to bring much more excitement, joy, and inspiration to our lives with a great bright morning star energy, encouraging us to just get out there and seize the day, however this may look for you, and go after our dreams fearlessly while being ourselves all at the same time. He is very cool, down to earth cool, youthful, hip, humble, perfectly rebellious, poetic, I'm feeling, in such a hip, young genius, inspirational way, and can't wait to be of service to us this upcoming month to align us to these things, as I can feel his excitement and adrenaline from here surrounding this. Hopefully, that got you more acquainted with our very own planet Jupiter, potentially a lot more than you were before, just enough to feel comfortable to get into the tarot reading. So let's do it. First off, when sifting through my deck to find the best card to represent Jupiter's influences on the First Wave Twin Flame Collective for the entire month of December, the Six of Pentacles is what presented itself to bring us enlightenment. Here, it looks and feels like the Divine Feminine will be continuing her trek, varying away from her Divine Masculine counterpart this month, while taking all of her feminine intellect and intuition with her for the journey, which is being represented by the hand at the top of the illustration, symbolizing the Divine Feminine, rising up above the Divine Masculine, represented by the hand just below hers. It feels like the mandala surrounding the hand at the top of the image is the Divine Feminine's whole world that she both already has, but has also left behind due to the amnesia effect that comes with ascending through the Matrix arena to reach 5D and come back down again to normal reality, and that this world, this newly upgraded world of hers, was also being taken up into the upper realms along with her approaching ascent to be experienced in the brand new 5D timelines, embedding, bleeding, and moving into our formerly singular 3D timeline. Shedding light on the fact that this new girl mindset, lifestyle, personality, and complex has most definitely been upgraded into something new and much more original, even more modern, conventional, mindful, stylish, universal, inspiring, and 2.0. The energies of the whole world revolves around you is coming through with this as well, very strongly, with this extremely activating, electric feeling planet circulating around you sensation. And this is to help shift our minds back to the flow of our own internal universe, as well as to shift it back to the entire former solar system it resided in a more intelligent, galactic way to the time before our consciousness was hijacked and plugged into a matrix arena to slay the beast and fight for survival alongside, or even separate from, our twin. This is a very important part of the ascension process to be undergoing, the rising and then falling stage, As we responsible twins of the collective and of our union ascends up to 5D to anchor and attune our consciousness and light bodies to this frequency and template of embodiment permanently, collecting our promised inheritance along the way in quantum time, and then, as I said earlier, grounding our lower chakras, the solar plexus, sacral, and root chakras, I'm being told specifically, into the 3D reality that's naturally here and that we were born in from the start, as this is the energy, air, and atmosphere most conducive and beneficial to our senses, route in evolution, and in destiny at this time. So it makes sense, right? And it feels as if Jupiter is really going to put in the work this month to see to it that this ascent that we would have had regardless without his help will be fun, worthwhile, and lead up to much more fun, higher vibrational experiences, he said very assuredly, where we're all headed. So there are some things to be quite excited about here, yeah? If you needed a quick refresher, the whole reason for this sudden ascent and departure up and away from the divine masculine Christ polarity of our union is due to his failure to get the picture in time, that he has a duty as a twin flame warrior, just like we do, to at least take the first steps of thoroughly checking himself and breaking down the programming he's infected with, causing him to cling to bad habits, deep embedded false belief systems, inflated ego issues, all making it so he is still working for the beast system, aka Satan, and unconsciously choosing to use his twin flame light, power, and legacy to uphold the old paradigm, supporting the devil's evil agenda to take over the minds, hearts, and souls of every living and breathing thing, converting them to his anti life, anti Christ programming, and false nature instead, ultimately choosing to be a modern day zombie and catering to the zombie apocalypse sector of the Hunger Games ascension process we've been trapped in, which they're going to have to pay consequences for this upcoming Judgment Day period for sure. So you see how our coming together is such a huge deal, so we may use our force of light in a more directed manner, and why it is never okay or cool, which Jupiter will most definitely be around this month to help us see clearly in that arena, to praise or give homage to the devil. Lots of us know on an intuitive level whenever things or pieces of content are sort of laced with evil, as you can pick up on it, yet you still decide to explore or play with it in a reckless, careless, even poser like way, rather than in a conscious, thoughtful, innocently curious way, leaving you guilty and a willing backstabber and traitor of God, which are all things that our twin flames, our emperors, whether male or female, gay or straight in your case, are guilty of partaking in and still not getting rid of for the bettering of their soul, its growth, as well as to help us leave the old paradigm together as one loving pair. Hence, while we are now in the process of leaving them behind in the dust, male or female, gay or straight, for those of you in this sector of our Divine Feminine Christ 144 Matrix Warrior Tribe, although we will be slightly retiring from this title very shortly upon exiting the game, the Hunger Games Ascension process, for any of you who may feel bad or any semblance of guilt beginning to stir within you, I'm being told that every single one of our twin flames have woken enough since the start of their initial meeting you by now, and have felt enough energy shifts, excluding the strength of your personal love bubble alone, greatly encouraging this as well, to have received enough signs from spirit and their inner selves thoroughly, I'm being told, alluding and hinting to them what needs getting rid of within their day to day lifestyle. So, take your life, you are being told, for there is no reason to feel bad for taking responsibility for you, especially when they have no problem seemingly looking out for themselves, yet in reverse. I can feel a huge absence of Christ energy in the influences of Jesus Christ, a huge mentor we were blessed with to utilize for our first, more natural ascension in the Age of Pisces timeline. Within our unions, after speaking about everything we just spoke about, and it feels like our planet and teacher of the month, Jupiter, would like to help out us twin flames this month by helping us close this major gap apart from Christianity within our unions. so that much more structure, balance, guidance, direction, maturity, and common sense can enter and take charge of our unions this month with this huge, much needed infusion of Christ medicine, you could call it. Ain't it the best kind? This should allow for the divine feminine Christ, which is why his name's involved in the title, to feel supported, freed up, and guilt free on the most expansive, youthful, rebellious levels as she merges and blends right into the brand new reality that's here for her, leaving her divine counterpart in the old paradigm to fall with this system we're completely untethering from forever. In which, in the end, we can say, thank you, Jesus, for the kind help and resuscitation He is extending us this month for our struggling unions. Going even further into the reading, to figure out how Jupiter is to be influencing our first wave ascending twin flame collective, the Three of Pentacles is what fell out of the deck while shuffling for solutions. Here, I am seeing a fun, interesting, yet very true story playing out between the young man, the divine masculine, and the young woman, the divine feminine, in the Romeo and Juliet balcony sequence position, continuing what we were just talking about in regards to her leaving the union, taking a nice break, if you will, in order to reintegrate back into life, all the normancies of life, of her life, focus on herself and everything that matters to her for her ultimate growth and well being. As this has been on a halt for quite the length of time, for the past 6 years or so for most of us, really getting hit with the true force of this beastly ascension process, and the urgency for us to begin getting back into what life is truly about ASAP is on a high demand right now for this. Where Jupiter comes into play, it feels like he will be here to make it so this process of reintegrating back into real life is fun, that we have a lot of fun things to do in the brand new timeline we're entering, the divine feminine that is, tethered to the new Earth, golden age of Aquarius paradise. And so that this fun is also productive and linked to something rewarding, fruitful, and beneficial for our long term growth, even if it is a bit scary and requires leap of faith, which you will stick and land, as the energies of focus is coming through with this, just the right amount, however, so we're not too scattered or stressed out as we do this focusing, but just the opportunity and ability to have fun in general, maybe hanging out with old friends at old, air quotes, old, places you used to hang out when you were younger will come up and feel like there's nothing else you'd ever rather be doing. Or maybe you'll have a chance to pull out a board game you used to play back in the day and actually play it as you once did in the old 3D energy, this time with the 5D influences implemented into it for the extra fulfillment and containment of happy energy. It feels like the divine feminine, looking up at her man who mistook himself for the princess of the union, up above her in his castle, is providing the divine masculine one last chance to make all of the correct moves he needs to make regarding actively progressing his union for the first 2.5 weeks of December, I'm being told by my guides, until this window of opportunity closes like a page folding over in a book that won't ever open again, at least for a long time. I'm feeling that most of our twins will, unfortunately, not make it, just to rip the band aid off and retain some dignity for any of you divine feminines out there who might have stuck an ear out waiting for them this month too hard. And this is all due to their major behindedness in the overall productivity of the union, causing this major imbalance within both poles, both perspectives, and making it so it would actually be unfair if they did somehow catch up to us this quickly, anyhow. Even still, I'm going to ask now for Spirit, as well as our shared Spirit team, since this is technically an emergency, and even for Jupiter himself, to come in for these first couple weeks of December to be of assistance to our divine masculine counterparts, helping them break time, if you will, just like the timeless, rebellious, heartfelt quantum leapers and manipulators we naturally are, to do even more than they would have been able to do 3 times over had they not had their help. Now with the huge boost of quantum support they've just added to their inventory. And right on time too, for we have a flight to soon catch. And that concludes this Twin Flame Ascension Energies Tarot reading regarding how our extremely excited, honored, good and warmed up planet Jupiter will be coaching and mentoring our Twin Flame tribe this December. Thank you so much for your participation. I hope that you received all of the help, insight, and upgrades you needed throughout. Subscribe if you feel you receive a lot from these videos of mine. Comment down below if you have any questions or would love to chat about what you've gathered here today. Donate to my PayPal if you feel you'd love to commune and say thanks. And I'll be back here with more enlightening videos for the Twin Flame Starseed Collective in the near future. Bye for now.